Right, guys, welcome, welcome, welcome. Obviously, I've got the chat on, but I'm going to leave it for a minute while we go through everything. Very happy, as you can see here. We've had a brilliant morning. I've actually hit my morning target, and so I'm going to look to manage everything out here. It's obviously all about targets here. So we've achieved it. The it reduces our risk to reward, but it's flying. We've got AED USD pin up. We'll go through everything in a bit. But obviously, let's just have a look at obviously what's been happening, why, where, how. So the dollar is absolutely flying. If you think last week we were struggling to break 98, it's smashed. I'm actually gonna have to draw an additional line on now. I have to put 99 in. Perfect. So yeah, I mean it's flying dollar is definitely being charged as a safe haven. Safe haven flows. There's a particular word for it, but it's left my brain. So it might come back to me during this live. But yeah, I'm going to look to close out for anyone in the positions because I am happy with where I am. I'm just going to write that in actually because I want everybody to understand. I have hit my morning target. Oh, my my morning session. Oh my God, why is it doing that? Target. So closing out. Perfect. Right, that's me done. Right, very happy. So. Right, let's go into obviously why the dollar is where it is, how, where, why. So dollar trending, like I'd said, all money. The FX markets effectively revolve around the dollar, and obviously I've been speaking about this, yeah, for yesterday and today and Sunday evening. All right. So basically, how can we tell that dollar is the main flow here? All right. And it's because of yields. Yields are flying. Like this move here is a screamer. All right. And this proves that there is money flowing into the dollar. US government bonds, 10-year yield, that's the big money flowing into the dollar. Whether it's the confidence there, stamping into everything, but obviously there is a lot, I mean, we obviously know that dollar's pretty strong without this conflict anyway. But obviously, there is a lot of confidence in the markets because we recovered. Yesterday was crazy. If you think about yesterday, we gapped down. When I woke up, we were down about a percent, and then we finished the day about 3% up. And then obviously we then continuing to climb up now. So we'll wait and see. But obviously yields is proving that obviously yes, we've got a dollar strong um time frame at the moment. Stocks obviously not performing as great today, all down about 1%, but that is to be expected. That there's a bit of turmoil, and obviously people are putting their money into safer assets, and obviously that's why, strangely, normally yields and gold will act. They're indirectly correlated. So if yields go down, gold goes up. If gold goes down, yields go up. But obviously, what's happening at the moment, they're kind of gliding up together. So obviously that to me tells me there's two flows of money right now. One is obviously going into the dollar, and obviously two is going into gold. So I don't think there's enough going into gold to float it higher, to float it high. I was expecting, like everyone else yesterday, for it to fly up. We were patient. Um, we just got caught, in the after, noon. So that is what it is, can't really worry. It is what it is. So I'm just closing these out now. So there we go. Right. So that's kind of an overview about where, money is heading. All right. So if we go to here we go. Let's have a look what is happening today. I don't think there was a lot happening today. I think tomorrow it all starts if this page loads. Do you want to load or are you just gonna not? Not loaded at all. There we go. Just a little refresher. There we go. Right. So what have we got here? Euro inflation. We're obviously out of euro because it's just ta tanking. Apparently, there was a rumor. It's not been confirmed. Do you know what? At the moment, it's really, really hard. I've actually stopped looking at social media. I've stopped watching news because there's if you look at some places everywhere, it's been bombed. There was a whole list of bombings there, and then there was that the US wouldn't help Saudi, and all there's just drama is being created. So I'm trying to find a reliable, news source on t Twitter because I even saw that there's been rumors that France has been bombed and all this stuff, but I don't know. So let's wait and see. But obviously we've got inflation data now. Forgetting obviously all this conflict. One thing we can use is every single currency has a bit of a chain reaction into, what they are doing. If one reduces interest rates, remember they're all trade partners. They all start to reduce interest rates. So if one's inflation is ticking under, there should be a, kind of knock-on effect that everyone's inflation should to tick under. So I'm expecting inflation to come out good, potentially a little bit under, for obviously euro should obviously mean yes that they will be under less pressure so they can reduce interest rates and so these are obviously all things that we need to think about, but apart from that nothing else to obviously report. So I'm going to try and get the trades out around, or my trade um documentations out around 1 p.m. Because nothing's happening. So we might as well. And then tomorrow, obviously, just a reminder for everyone, we have got some ADP, we've got unemployment rate. Mm, Everyone's unemployment rate's been pretty good. I mean, look, you can see how much, I mean, Euro's 2% higher than obviously the US, or over 2%. So it's quite interesting. But we then got ISM a bit later. So tomorrow's a little bit trickier in the afternoon, but we'll obviously deal with that. We've got some Aussie GDP as well. Let's go through our trades here. So obviously might as well start on what we're on right now. This owes us from yesterday. Gold, nice rejection because yields are pumping so much. I don't think there's going to be that much of an influx into gold. I think we're going to consolidate in this area until something happens. If yields start to drop, yes, I do think this could continue. I don't see how this conflict could escalate anymore. It is wild. Twitter, it's all over it. So I don't see how it could escalate any more than what it actually is, unless a bomb lands in the US and then gold is just going to fly. But obviously, yeah, that's we'll wait and see. I think lots of it is just media. So yeah, but happy with obviously our position. We've got two solid levels here on gold. We've got two, probably about 260, all right, and we've got 380, all right, which is this one here. Oh, let's get rid of that. Let's just draw it on. Doing my Charles drawing here, 380. All right. So obviously these are pretty pivotal, levels here for gold. So for us to be confident of this breaking high, we got to break this. All right. For us to be confident for it to break lower, we got to break this. These, you've always got to be looking for, levels like this. Because obviously it's going to help you, to obviously have that extra confidence. So, for example, if you're holding this and this breaks, brilliant, you're going to hold more, and you might even add a position in, because we'll have known that we've broken it. Next area to test is this one here. But obviously, that's what I'm, looking at. Next one right at the top was USDJPY. Happy with that. It's not really done a lot. I don't see this doing a lot. I actually think we're going to consolidate in this area. Everyone sometimes goes, why hasn't it hit TP, or why hasn't it closed? You got to actually look back at the previous, session and see obviously how it's been trending. Like, if we look at yesterday, for Asia, the whole of Asia, and obviously opening of London. Or obviously, we've only just started here, but obviously, yes, nothing's moved too much, and so we obviously need to be aware of that. Aussie, I've also closed out. This is pinpoint. We actually entered on this candle here. This was our entry here. Was very, very happy with that. Perfect entry. It's been nice. One thing that I will mention to everyone, I think to reduce a bit of risk this week, because markets are a lot more wild than normal. Let's scrap this middle one and just do top and bottom. All right. It's completely irrelevant anyway because we're going to need to come back into the middle for us to be around break even anyway. So yeah, that's what I would do. Scrap the middle one. We're just going to do two top and bottom, and then obviously yeah, we'll be it's just going to reduce risk a bit. I don't think we should increase risk this week. I think we should reduce it. We've then got euro and pound, which are very very boring because they're just running away from us. I was hoping pound might potentially come up here and trigger, but yeah, it's not happening. Euro's going to be. I hate to think where it's going to be. I definitely think this is going to get hit, this low here. But let's wait and see. What happens here. Let's have a look to see if there's any questions. Right. Uh, right. Andrew, I've hit morning targets. It all closed out. Trying to maintain discipline. Jack private message there, Dan. Jeez, 1 or 2 minute call with you about something completely independent. It's about you tackling the US markets. Okay. Right. Does anyone have any questions or everyone all happy? It should be lots and lots of um, happy traders there this morning because obviously, yeah, we've done very very well if you use your basket and we collectively put all our profits into it. We've should have all come out, so well done to everyone. And yeah, let's keep it up, markets. This is what we've got to be aware of, not to forget. And sometimes if you're having a bit of a rough day, like we did yesterday afternoon, morning went smooth, afternoon was a bit rough. Remember, the market's always there to get your money back. All right, and obviously we managed to come out break even, little bit of profit yesterday, but obviously this morning smashed it. Hit target, easy done. So never, forget that. Never, feel under pressure or anything because yeah, the markets are always open. All right. So yeah. Right. Have a great Tuesday. I'll be back. I'm going to post everything about 1 p.m. So yeah, let's go, guys.